Good morning. It is Thursday, which means it's time for podcast with us, O'Neill's on the Run, Life in a Bus. It is season 3, episode 6. Look at me, I changed that up and didn't even muff it for a change.
You're going well.
Oh, look at that. One sip of coffee and I'm
smashing it out. It's like Ali's been making breakfast for herself the last week.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
So we're like brand new.
2 weeks.
2 weweeks.
2 weeks.
The next bit of sunlight and be unbelievable.
You should get a tan, catch a tan.
Yay!
Okay, guys, thanks for tuning in again. It is so we're sort of hanging out at Fishing Point. We stayed there for 4 months. Fishing Point is on the western side of Lake Macquarie, south of Newcastle, north of Sydney. Rathmines is probably the Toronto, Wangi in there somewhere. So while we were there, we managed to do a few cool things.
Yeah.
One of which was hot air ballooning.
Yeah.
That was your birthday present.
That was my 40th birthday present. If I have to be 40, I was going to do something cool.
There's some wonderful videos should be on our Facebook page and that of that experience.
Yeah, it was. That was something special, I think.
Yeah, I think once we popped through the cloud, you could have put it down then, and it would have been a great day.
Yeah. So we went up with balloons aloft at the Hunter Valley out of Pacolbin near Cessnock.
Yeah.
And we done the sunrise and champagne breakfast tour.
Yeah.
It was a little bit expensive, but it was worth it.
Yeah, I can't remember how much. I think 300 something bucks each.
Yeah, I think it was just under $1,000 for the 3 of us to do it.
Yeah.
But we got to do something on our hot air balloon that not everybody gets to do. And we had a cloudy, grey, dull morning. And I thought, this is going to be really crap. I'm going to be really disappointed because we're not going to see anything. It's just going to be grey and overcast. But what that means when you're hot air ballooning is if you time it just right with the sunrise, which our lovely pilot did, you pop through the clouds and watch the sunrise above the clouds.
3,000 metres, I think.
3,000 feet.
3,000 feet.
Yeah. And that was something spectacular.
Yeah. Yep. I think I nearly had a heart attack when we landed because we were coming in too fast. It's like, we're going to tip over. I was like, oh, Jesus.
Yeah, Ali had proper heart palpitations. She
Yeah.
thought she was going to die.
Yeah.
And we didn't tip over. We just nearly did a little bit.
Yeah. He said it was just buried on the wind.
Yeah.
But they spent the whole time, you're just guided by the wind.
Yeah.
And then he's got a ground crew running around.
Trying to find us a paddock.
And then he finds a spot where he can land, and then they've got to get in and get permission if they haven't already got permission.
Yeah, so it's quite a mission, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
That you don't realise. But it was a really beautiful thing to do, and I'm glad I got to do that for my 40th birthday since I have to be old.
Yeah. Don't forget the last bit of it.
Oh, you got to pack up?
Yeah, you got to pack up the balloon. The arrogance of them.
They
should have just put you in the basket and took you back for $300. You got to pack the balloon up.
You have to roll up the balloon. But you got to catch the old love that couldn't get out of the balloon.
When was that?
When we landed and she couldn't get out of the basket and she kind of fell out.
Yeah, they all fall out.
It is something you have to be a little bit more agile than I thought because you have to climb in and out of the basket.
And quite quickly. When they pump the balloon, they fill the balloon up with air, like cold air initially. And
then when it gets hot, it's like go to get in.
And you've got to get in reasonably quick.
So I know why on the disclaimer now it says no bad backs, no bad knees, because you actually have to climb up in the basket.
Yeah,
and the same
there's no doors.
No doors, no. Yeah. And the same when we land, we didn't tip over, but it was fairly windy and they thought we might tip over. So we all had to hold the brace kind of position.
Yeah.
And a couple of the older loves in with us with sore knees and things were sort of having a bit of a hard time.
Yeah.
And then they have to climb back out of the basket down onto the ground, which was it's probably a metre or something, isn't it? It's a fair...
Well, especially with the land that we're on.
Yeah, because we landed on the side of a hill.
And we were on the hillside and they were on the higher side, on the lower side.
Yeah, so it was, I was actually surprised at how much physicality it was to get in and out. I thought it would just be like, doopy-doo, easy peasy.
Yeah. And then come and help us do our job.
Yeah, and then come and help us roll up the balloon. All part of the experience. I didn't mind. Tom got probably stuck with a few jobs because he's big and strong.
No.
And then we went back to Peterson Champagne House for breakfast and had a lovely champagne brekkie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was really cool.
And then you bought wine, didn't you?
And then we bought champagne. I mean, you can go to a champagne house and not buy champagne.
At 8 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, well, it's probably 7:30 actually, but that's all right. We did drink some, but we didn't drink all of it.
I didn't drink any.
I know, you were a good boy. You had to drive. I think we went to work after that.
I don't know. I can't remember.
I think we did. We also went back to Tamworth for 10 days. Well, Ali and I went back to Tamworth to help Austin Tourist Park for Tamworth Country Music Festival, which is a big one every year. And as all you guys know, I work there on and off, and we stay there when we're in Tamworth. And so Ali and I caught the train. Tom dropped us to Maitland.
Yep.
And Ali and I on a warm summer's evening on a train bound for nowhere.
Yep.
In the words of Kenny Rogers, we're back to Tamworth for Country Music Festival.
Yep, the train's always good though. Like, it's not exactly good food, but like, it's, you know.
No one catches the train for the food, Ali.
Right.
$30.
$30 to get from
And it's
Tamworth.
exactly the same amount of time to get there as driving.
Yeah, it's so easy. Like, we use the public transport a lot when we're in that area, which is good. We get $30 each to get from Maitland to Tamworth and then go back again afterwards. I think Ali caught up with some friends, but I pretty much just worked. Oh, we went to play golf.
Yes.
We played golf with our brother and sister-in-law, Will and
That
Kelly.
was a neurotic mess.
Ali drove the golf cart on the green.
I am a decent driver.
No, you're not.
There's a reason you're nearly 18 and still on your learners.
Yeah. Go and show how many hours in your logbook.
20.
There's none, actually, because you lost your logbook, so now
Yeah.
you've got no hours.
Yeah,
in
well,
your-
someone sold the car with my logbook in it.
Look after your own possessions. Also, my horse raced a couple of times while we were in the Fishing Point area.
Yeah.
So I have a racehorse or shares in a racehorse called Andy Social. All of the people who follow along on social media see the budget with the racehorse fees. Sometimes it adds money to the budget, but mostly it just eats money out of the budget.
Yeah, doesn't like coming first.
She likes to come everywhere but first. So she's come a couple of seconds and a couple of thirds, and we just go around to Wanji at the Workers Club and watch her on the bigger screen, and I'd yell at the TV and embarrass everybody.
Yeah. With Dubbo, she nearly won.
She very nearly won.
Coming down the outside, bad jump.
Yeah.
And then on the fence, should have won.
And
And
didn't.
got run down. And then she went to Taree.
And we actually went to Taree and watched her, and I was so excited because I actually got to watch her run in the flesh, and I got to meet her for the first time since she was a baby. And she came second last or
Yeah,
last.
she did not
She
travel
did
well.
not. She didn't travel the distance very well at all, so that was disappointing. And then she went and Corinda.
Yeah.
And
Corinda, she was third or fourth.
and
I think.
Dubbo again.
No, I think she only raced twice at Dubbo. I might be wrong.
Oh, Scone.
Yeah, Scone.
For
She's
the
raced
Scone
twice at
Cup.
Scone.
And
Yeah.
so she's had like 7 starts now, and I think she's placed in everything but one. So she goes all right for a little girl, but it'd be nice if she actually won every now and again.
Yeah,
But
and then everything was wet.
yeah, she's had a
This-
wet track all,
Yeah, this time for her.
Yeah.
But she won on a wet track originally.
but then she had pneumonia and tried to die on me. So it's been a whole saga. Everyone on the Facebook land knows how it goes. But I do love embarrassing myself cheering at the TV.
Yeah.
Watching my little
Bowen was the worst when she won a maiden.
I mortified Tom when she won on a maiden in Tamworth. And
Don't worry, I tried to record her at Taree, but
there
you
was
can't
nothing
really
to
yell
cheer
at a horse
about
coming second last.
in the mud, not even hitting top gear. No, it was pretty bad.
Right, that was all she had.
That was all she had. While we were at Fishing Point, we also celebrated our 1-year bus life anniversary.
I don't think we did anything besides.
We drank our champagne, our bottle of
You
wine.
drank the champagne and got drunk as usual.
Oh, we didn't get drunk. We never get drunk. No, we get a little bit tipsy, but we never get drunk. Hangovers suck too much.
That's like you saying you help out.
I have more important things to do.
Yeah, so we celebrated 1 year in a bus. We drank our bus warming bottle of wine. That was
Yeah.
a gift from our brother and sister-in-law.
Yeah.
Or Tom's brother and his sister-in-law, whatever
Well,
we
it would
were.
have been her. Thanks, Kelly.
Thanks, Kelly, for the lovely bottle of wine. Poor Will, he gets picked on all the time. And I think we just were all a bit surprised at how easy it is to get stuck back in the work-life routine.
Yeah.
The rut. Like, we were parked there for
The
4
rut.
months. We were
Yeah.
just working and doing things. Like, stop fiddling with things while we're on a podcast. Ali's playing with a cactus. Like, she's holding a cactus while we're on a podcast. So next minute we're just going to hear, ow, I have prickles in my finger.
I've never said that.
I don't know about that.
Well, besides the time that I had a cactus in my foot, but
Yeah, so don't play with the cactus when we're doing a podcast. Serious stuff here, Ali. the work-life rut, too very easy to get stuck back
Yeah.
into. And we weren't even doing things on our day off. Like, we were just hanging out as if we were in a house for a
Yeah.
bit, and we just had to say to ourselves, like, get your shit in gear. Like, we're living this amazing life. Don't just fall back in the rut. It's so easy because
The
it's
rut, debt's the rut.
the debt's the rut.
Yeah, we don't have debt now. It's debt that gets you in the rut. You think, oh, yeah, I'll just buy this. And next thing you got a loan for 25 years. Or you got a car loan for 6 years.
But it was just so easy to get back into the routine, wasn't it? Go to work.
Oh, not really. I told the lady I was working for, I didn't do it. I only did 3 days a week. I didn't want any more.
No, well, and I done 2 or 3 days a week, and I didn't really want any more either. But it's just we just got in a routine, in a rut, so quickly. And then so we were sort of just doing the same thing: work, sport, sleep, and we were doing it in a beautiful location. But we weren't really living bus life to the max there for a while.
No.
So then we decided we had to get back to doing exploring day. So on our day off, at least once a week, we had to go and do something,
Yeah.
which was good. And I think it's something we got to keep reminding ourselves when we're in these periods where we're parked up and working and putting some money in the bank, that we got to keep that lifestyle going a bit, because it's super easy just to go back to the normal grind that everyone's conditioned to be in. So on one of our exploring days, we went to Ghosties Beach in the Timber Caves.
Right.
Ali stayed at home.
Yep.
Doesn't like going out.
Doesn't like exploring much.
Especially if the sun's out. If it's a bit cloudy, she'll come.
Or if we're spending money.
Yeah, spending money.
If we're going to somewhere to eat and spend money, Ali's
Or
down.
books. You just got to lure me out with books.
I think there's a bookshop here somewhere, Ali. And she'll be out of the bus like that. So Ghosties Beach and Timber Cave, we parked at the south end of Catherine Hill.
Yep.
And walked on to Ghosties Beach, and it's about a 2K walk along the sand dunes.
Which I've been before.
Tom didn't realise until he started walking there that, oh yeah, actually, I have been on this walk before.
Yeah, but I walked right round into like a big pocket.
With the blowholes and stuff.
Yeah.
So Tom worked further, there's some more coffee needed, further than we did on this little trip. And then the Timber Caves are really cool. So at low tide, you can go into the caves and swim around in the side pools and stuff there. It's pretty cool. It's like nothing, a unique part of the coastline.
Yeah, that's right.
And it was a lovely walk. And then we walked on the way back, we walked right around the headland.
Yeah.
So
it was all low tide.
You low tide, so about 3
You've got to
k's.
go on low tide.
Yeah, or you got to time it, so you can't get into the caves at high tide. So you got to time your walk, so you get there at low tide, pretty much.
Yeah.
And then we walked around the headlands and back to the car, and I really enjoyed that day.
Yeah.
It was a nice day.
Good work. All the new estate there at Catherine Hill.
Yeah.
We drove through all the original and then back up to the top of the hill, and then you go through all the new estate and down the bottom.
Yeah, it was a lovely walk. There's not much of a park there where we walked in from, though.
No, there is a park, yeah. If you go on All Trails, you'll see the walk in there.
Yeah, so we use the All Trail app to find most of our walks and hikes. It's pretty good for that sort of stuff. So we use that one. And we also done, Tom and Ali done
Because you're a chicken.
a mud run adventure challenge called Raw Challenge at Doyle's. And I'm not a chicken, I just drunk beers at 8 a.m. Well, you bashed yourself up in mud and cold water.
Yeah.
So those people can talk a little bit about that. I think it was an 8K.
8K 64 obstacles.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Took them about 3 hours, was it?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
It was just all water to start with.
Oh,
All water
and mud.
And freezing. The first water was freezing.
And it's wonderful when you're trying to climb up the obstacles and you just have mud, so you're just sliding off everywhere. And we went fairly late, so it was just mud all over the course. I think came into this part, long section of just stinking water, and it was just all sloppy mud underneath. And I just hit a point and I went straight down.
Yeah. So I was next to a lady and I came over these ruts in the first start of it, and they're slippery coming down. You've got to sort of watch where you're going. And as she's come down, she slipped straight into the bottom, hosed the 2 people in front of her. She's covered in mud. Yeah, pity Ali didn't get it on a little GoPro footage.
Yeah, Ali just got mud all over my GoPro that day.
Yeah, so the start was just a lot of running and
Mud.
minor obstacles. And then once you sort of got to the back end of it, there was a lot of obstacles.
So there was water slides and plank walks and hanging and an ice bath and a warped wall and all the things you stand
Ice
into.
bath was horrible.
It was freezing.
It was, you go in
to a skip bin.
Yep. So you go in, and it's like a bit of ice in the first section, and then you went under this barrier, and then you just came up to just ice, like you broke the ice coming up.
Yeah, it was freezing. It's one of the coldest ice baths I've ever been in. The first bit was all right, but the back bit was freezing.
And I think they do the challenge there twice a year, like April and October or something, or May and October.
Yeah,
or
all the
March and
obstacles are
October.
there, and then Ali didn't do it, but there's a big slide to go down.
Yeah, she was down.
Yeah. I thought I was going off the side of it, but
Yeah, I'm like skimmed like a
And-
rock.
When you come into where the water bit is, you come in across another one, and then into like the
Pond.
water at the bottom,
The pond.
which you slip down into. But there was a big like tarp thing that you came down the water, so you slid down, and then you
If you're watching this on video, you can watch Ali's hand signals. But if you're just listening, this is probably an awkward conversation.
So you came down. There was the first water obstacle course. Then you slid down, and there was tarps on the bottom, and then you just hit that and fell. And I couldn't push myself back up. And poor Dad's over here, just like couldn't get up either. It was great.
yeah.
Yeah, so these pair, I think Ali was pretty gassed by the end. There's a video of them crossing the line, actually.
Yeah,
Ali's,
because Ali couldn't get up the rope at the end.
No.
Ali's flogged. But,
It's the last thing is the most stupidest. You come through all the obstacles, there's like monkey bars and that, but you can't finish half of them, and you get to the back, and there's this mud puddle.
Yeah.
And you walk through this stupid mud puddle, second last obstacle, and then you got to climb the rope and ring the bell.
covered in
So the
mud.
whole rope is covered in
Covered in
mud.
mud.
Yeah,
And-
so you just we just walk straight around the mud puddle. Otherwise, you got to clean yourself straight after.
Yeah.
Climb the rope, ring the bell. I rang the bell, but
Yeah,
Ali
I
didn't.
think a lot of it was because of my height. Dad could get up and over the mud, and I couldn't quite get up and over the mud. So
and then you go out, you throw all your clothes in the skip bin
Yeah,
provided,
just wear your oldest clothes possible.
and
Like
your shoes.
they bought, Tom wore broken sneakers. Ali bought
No, I
sneakers.
clean my sneakers.
For like $20. Ali bought sneakers at Kmart, and they bought all their clothes just went in the bin because they were so muddy and gross. Like you go in communal shower and change into new clothes and put
Yeah.
everything in the bin.
Yeah.
and then the headbands that they give us, I think mine, I squeezed it and it was just brown, like that
Yeah.
ran
And
off.
then they had recovery beers.
I
well,
didn't
You
have
got
one.
one free. You either got that or a Gatorade free.
Ali got a Gatorade. We had recovery beers, and
Yeah.
I just got to sit there and watch them because that was more entertaining for me than actually torturing myself. I don't get that side of sports actually.
I think for the podcast, people listening, we might put a poll on Facebook. Who thinks Candace should do the next one with us?
Yeah, no, thanks.
Yeah, no, you're doing the poll.
Well, no,
Let the people vote.
Okay, if we get over 1,000 comments, I'll do the next one.
1,000 comments.
1,000 comments, I reckon.
yeah, it's funny, right? Because I've done 2, Dad's done 1, and Candy's done none. So kind of like we need to get it on equal footing. Dad has to do another one, Mum has to do 2.
To be fair, I used to ride cross country, so that's like doing an obstacle course on my horse anyway. So I've done heaps of them. I'm ahead.
That's your horse doing an obstacle
I've got to
course.
stay on the horse. That's pretty tricky some days. Didn't always happen.
Especially with your feet out.
Yeah, my elbows. So, okay, I'll post this particular segment as a reel on social media, and if we get over 1,000 comments, not likes, comments,
God, no, come on.
you want 1,000 likes.
You just need it out.
I said comments to start with, but you want 1,000 likes.
And hang on, before you put it on, we'll actually pick an event.
No.
Yeah, yeah.
Because what if we don't? Might take a year to get 1,000 comments on it.
No, we'll pick an event, and then you can have a cut-off then.
Okay. So we'll post this on. If we get 1,000, what are we doing? Comments or likes?
Comments.
Likes. Why do you need comments?
Okay.
Don't give her an out of it.
Okay, if we get 1,000 likes on this reel, I will do the next mud adventure run with Tom and Ali, and Tom will sit down sometime in the near future and pick that event, and I'll suck it up, Buttercup, to get it done. And I'll just prove these.
What about Beach to Brother?
No, that's a marathon. I'm not running a marathon. That's 1,000 likes is not enough to run a marathon. So I'll just suck it up and show these two wuzzes how it's done. And,
Ambitious.
No, just walk the walk, buddy. But we've got to get 1,000 likes on this post.
We might do that the next 6 months, but we'll find something we're uncomfortable doing, and we'll put it on.
Sweet, I like that idea actually.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So we'll all nominate
you
something.
think about, yeah.
What?
And yours will be a mud run or a run or
Or
something.
an adventure course or something.
Yeah. And Ali's will work out. And mine
Ali's will
work
just be
out.
staying in the daylight for an hour
No.
without catching a tan. I don't know. We'll work it out, but we'll do that. Okay, guys, we'll get onto that. We've got a little bit of time left before this podcast finishes, so we'll do a few more little bits and pieces here. We'll move on from mud running. It was good. I think you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll do it again. That was the sum of that one.
Yeah.
Long story
Yeah, I
short.
think so. It was expensive for what it was, but we enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And to round this ep off, I think we'll just talk about our Central Coast tour that we did as well, where we were based at Fishing Point.
Yeah.
So we took a little day trip. We went to a lookout. I think it was called Brisbane Waters Lookout.
Yeah.
And then we went to Avoca Beach.
Yeah, I think we stopped at a beautiful little coffee shop on the way around there, didn't we?
Did we? Sounds like something we'd do.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
It was sort of just tucked away before you got round to the beach.
Fiddling with your microphone, Alexandra, you're like a toddler. But Avoca Beach itself was jam-packed with people.
Yeah.
Dogs, big ugly surf. We're there on bad weather again. We seem really good at picking bad weather things to do. And then we went to Gosford Chocolate Factory,
Mhm.
which was Ali's choice of the day. The other way to lure Ali out of the butt is tell her to pick something she wants to do. So you've got to give us a sense of control.
I think like it was all right, but it definitely wasn't the best chocolate, and it was definitely overpriced.
And the tours were shut.
Yeah.
And it wasn't good. Oh, well,
It was okay. It was
yeah,
just,
well, I did buy a couple for my parents.
yeah, it
Yeah.
just wasn't awesome.
No.
Yeah. And
Could have been
everything
better.
everything sort of seemed like something that you could do elsewhere. Like
Everything was just set up to buy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
yeah, like the build your own bar segment, you could just buy that
Yeah, it's
elsewhere.
like a Cadbury Creations
Yeah.
bar.
Yeah.
And somebody did have a little meltdown.
Yeah, Ali did have a little meltdown there because I said we're not buying expensive chocolates; they're overpriced. And then someone went,
No, let's wind it back up.
Here we go.
I didn't realize the price. I said we'll have some truffles, and you said that's expensive, and I said okay, that's all right then.
Did your eyes not work? The prices were on.
Oh,
And
I couldn't see.
$26 for 8 pissing pieces of chocolate.
Anyway, I
and
said
she still got it.
And
I
she got
said
because-
it was fine, and then Candace is like, no, we'll just get it then. It's like I'm saying it's fine.
You were saying it's fine, but your face was saying it's not fine. And when your 17-year-old is about to throw down like a toddler getting told no in the toy store.
And you've
like
been
a
an only
toddler.
child your whole life.
Oh, whose fault is that?
Probably
Your mother's.
mine. So moving on from
Wasn't my fault.
Oh,
She
yeah.
misinterpreted it.
Yeah,
Okay.
hang on. Meltdown number 2.
It is
Get
all-
over the chocolate.
incoming. And then we
There's some
went.
chocolate in the fridge. Go and grab some, please, Alexandra.
That's your fancy shit chocolate that may as well be Mimi shit wrapped up in wrapping.
It's 90% or whatever it is. Then we went to McMaster's Beach, and we also had a meltdown.
This one did?
No, the lady, remember?
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
we walked our dog onto the beach, in the dog beach walking section, and we walked into the unknowingly onto the not dog section.
Correct.
And the lady there had her skits out, and she's friends with the ranger personally, and it's her job on Saturdays to report people walking on the dog beach, and she had a proper meltdown about
Yeah.
that. But otherwise, McMaster's Beach was really lovely.
Yeah. Shout out to her. Hope you're having a great day.
Have a great day, Kaz.
How do you know it's Karen? Don't
well,
assume.
just
Just
don't
say, have a
assume.
great day.
It's
Great
either
day,
Karen, Marion, Ruth, or
Boomer.
Boomer. Any of the Boomer names.
Any of the Boomer names.
You just
You just rattled off your family there, but that's okay.
Okay, Grandma Marion doesn't count, but generally if you think Marion, you think Karen Boomer.
Jesus.
What's
Savage.
the name?
Savage this morning. And then we went to Nora Head's Lighthouse. It was spectacular. I really liked it. And Ali and I walked down onto the rocks, and the surf was huge. It was just epically blasting up there.
a couple of nice Airbnbs you can rent out there. They've still got the original lighthouse
Yeah, and
houses.
Mimi tried to eat someone out of a dog box.
Yeah.
Because they got out of the
Yeah, I
car.
was sitting in the ute and they got out of the car next to us with like fish and chips. They must have been going down to eat. And the first lady got out and then didn't say anything. The second lady got out and goes, "Oh, you're a pretty girl." And Mimi hit the side, and the whole ute shook. And
She's going to eat her for calling her a pretty girl. She was
Yeah.
offended. And then to wrap up that trip, we went to Six Strings Brewery, which was exceptional.
Yeah.
Loved it. We had a great day. We had some
is it 6 strings or 5 strings?
Six strings.
4
Alliteration.
strings.
Alliteration.
Six Strings Brewery. We had some tasting paddles. We had some food, and we actually went back for dinner again a few weeks later.
Yeah.
Their
Beer isn't much good.
the beer wasn't really.
If you like that fruity, homemade,
Yeasty.
yeasty.
But their ginger beer and their alcoholic lemonade,
Yeah.
spectacular. We bought a carton. It was so good. They're like hard rated, but better.
Yeah.
It was spectacular. So
Yeah.
shout
Better
out-
than Fat Lamb.
You're better than Fat Lamb.
Yeah.
You just drink Fat Lamb because of the alcohol
Yeah.
content.
We just had a cheese posting, but when we went back the second time, it wasn't bad.
We had burgers and more hard solo type drinks.
Yeah.
It was fabulous. But I think we're nearly out of time again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that will be the end of episode 6, season 3. Tune in again next Thursday to listen to us waffle on about more bus lifing. Catch you all, guys. Bye.